sometimes life gets in the way. Day 3 of my tonic training. Today I'm going to be doing 4 exercises, 4 to 5 rounds. Not really rushing anything like anything I do with this type of training. 6 reps today. We used 5 reps, 50 kg on the barbell on Tuesday. Today we're doing 6 reps. 6 reps of the pull downs, the muscle up drill. We're going to go to snatch today. I'm going to test my snatch. Basically, I'm doing these tonic trainings because I dislocated my shoulder 4 weeks ago today. And done damage to it, and I've been rehabbing it and building it back up. Now I've got 2 hip replacements, 48 years old, 49 years old, and I'm a coach who trains men over 40, both physically and online. And I've got this belief that men my age are training on Instagram and TikTok, are influencing my generation's mindset and into how to train and what we're wanting from training. And after 20 years of coaching men my age, I've got a fair idea what works and what doesn't. And although it goes against the grain of the fitness industry, I stick by my principles because it's based off experience and wisdom, as well as the knowledge that I've accrued over the last 20 years. Something's stuck in my throat there, sorry. So I believe that for the most part, men can get themselves in great shape with a kettlebell instead of gymnastic rings. That's what I do push mostly. If you've got a barbell, a rack in the gym, well then, you may as well utilize it. I like a safety bar. Safety bar means that I don't have to worry about shoulder mobility issues, and I can let go of my hand. I can let go of my hands and balance my neck, brace myself if things go wrong. So it's definitely, and also the shape of the bar means that the weight is brought closer to the center line of the body, making it safer for the lower back. So it's a very good option for squatting for guys over 40, though kettlebells, goblet squats are absolutely fine because we're in the age group of fit for purpose. I know a lot of us like the idea of being ripped and in shape and absolutely feasible to get there, but for the majority of men, they don't have the time or the dedication or the desire anymore to get into that Instagram body look. And in fact, losing a couple of pounds, putting on a bit of muscle, moving pain-free, feeling a bit more confident about themselves is ample success for guys my age. So that's what I train them at. Now, I call them aging athletes because most of the guys I train were athletes in their form days. I myself was a professional MMA fighter, coached professional MMA for years, still got that fire in my belly, and I like to train, I like to keep myself sharp. Unfortunately, we get injured easier just because of age. When we do, it takes longer to recover. So the approach you take to training is crucial for longevity and success because consistency breeds everything when it comes to the results you're after. So today I'm just going to work on my squats again. I'm doing 50 kilos light. Okay, I've got 2 hip replacements, like I said. I am not after huge quads, which is lucky because I haven't got them. But I can still maintain some sort of muscle mass in them and I can build leg strength. And as you get older, quad strength is a direct correlation between life expectancy. So we just do things light and we build into it over a period of time. If I can extrapolate my training for the next 2, 3, 4 years, starting at 50 kilos, no problem, because I'll get up to 80, 90, 100 kilo, 150 kilo if I wanted, but I'm not going to go there because of hip replacements. But if I get up to 80 or 90 kilo for regular reps, I am more than content with that because I will never need to lift anything on my shoulders heavier than that. Well, chances are, you know. So as you say, I'm using the ramp, 2 reasons. Ankle mobility shit, I'm working that, but I'm just never going to really need that ankle mobility to warrant taking up so much of my time focusing on it. I can use a ramp, hit the quads, the VMO, focus more there, stabilize the kneecap, which is knee stability is more important for me. And to be honest with you, and I can admit that, that's the thing, a lot of people don't want to accept where they are and who they are. And when it comes to my age group, you just need to move pain-free. you need to feel good when you take your top off. You don't need a six-pack. You don't need to be ripped. You can certainly get there. And I've helped hundreds of men do that. But for me, as a father of two young daughters, I've got a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old. Being able to play with them, have the energy for them, and to look cool doing shit that daddies do is more important, because a lot of her friends' fathers are a lot younger than me, and kids compare themselves and compare their daddies to each other. Luckily, I'm not your average 48-year-old daddy, because I'm fitter and stronger than most 30-year-olds. And I've been doing MMA and martial arts long enough to know I can still handle myself when push comes to shove. But muscle ups and calisthenics training combined with kettlebells is the way I train. And I was always good at front levers, muscle ups, back levers, and ring work, all the handstandy stuff. And the shoulder went on me. Doing a back lever, dislocated the shoulder, just wasn't paying attention. First time in 20 years I've damaged my shoulder doing calisthenics. But it's now put me in a position where I'm like most 49-year-old guys, and I can't do a pull-up currently because of the injury. But I've got two options here. I can decide to ignore the muscle-ups or pull-ups and lose all strength, knowing that I'm going to get back there and finishing up, building it up. Or I can apply my own Weathered Warriors training system to me. I'm a believer in when you're injured, doesn't mean you have to stop training. You can still focus on exercise. You guys task off, you can still train. You just need to work out a way to train without doing more injury to yourself. And for me, that means the pain scale of 4. If anything you're doing is over a 4 in pain to the joint, you don't do it. If it's under 4, then you continue and you can work the pattern. Kettlebells are my thing, and kettlebell snatch is my favorite exercise. I've been able to do it in 4 weeks, and today is the first time I'm going to start snatching some weight. I practiced yesterday with 12, I was very comfortable enough to know that I'll be able to do a 16. So I'm going to do 16 kilo. I'm not going to smash the right left side because it's tonic training. Usually what I would do is I'll use heavier on the left side. I'm doing that with kettlebell pressing. But for the snatching, I'm just going to stick 16, say a 10-10 with 16 kilo and just ingrain the pattern. Now, why do I love the kettlebell snatch? Because it's a full body movement. It's easy to do. It can build muscle. It builds strength, endurance, and a cardio option. And it's also just a movement that I absolutely love. I love the coordination required from it. And it's just a very hypnotic, meditative movement for me. And it's definitely a movement that I think everyone should know how to do. Here we'll go with my left arm, right arm. Absolutely no pain, brilliant. Now here's the thing. Here's where it gets dangerous for me. I really love doing kettlebell snatches and the clean and press. This 16, because there's literally no pain, I'm tempted to go to a 20. But I'm also knowing that by doing so, I'm putting myself at risk. So I'm going to have to hold myself back and do higher reps with a 16 rather than risk going heavier and damaging my shoulder again with a 20. And that's where you've got to get yourself comfortable when it comes to recovery training. The thing about recovery training is you can absolutely smash the body in the areas that's not injured, if you so wish, and then just focus on rehab on the injured area. And there are definitely times, That's good, feels good. And there are times that is definitely needed and advised. But as you get older, the better option is to take things slower, smoother, and at a capacity you absolutely know you can control and work with. These are called around the world or halos, and they're a fantastic shoulder mobilizer. And for me in my training, most guys that I know who I train, this is their starting point. If you haven't got the ability to get a kettlebell from here to here, not like this, but through, I personally don't think you should be doing pressing. Not that you can't, it's just that that type of exercise around the world benefits you more long term. And if you're coming to me, if you're coming in front of my online coaching, then you can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be a training program that's going to automatically assume that you're in a position in your head and your mind that you want to train consistently for the next 2 years. I don't see the point in programming for someone who's only looking to go on holiday for 6 weeks. You have to go on a low calorie diet, high intensity exercise. You're in your 40s, you're going to be bollocks by the end of it. It's going to destroy you. And it's purely for vanity reasons that you're training. I like to train people for longevity, which means I extrapolate my idea over a 6 month to a year period. The type of guys I train are guys who are ready to work, ready to commit, and ready to put effort in. They're not going to waste time, either mine or theirs. I'll move this forward. With all the bullshit, I speak to men like men. I just assume they're going to be like me in their mindset, because if they're not, then they're probably not going to be suitable clientele for me. I like to be able to have conversations with men and speak to them like men, which means we're not going to lie to ourselves or each other. We're going to admit when we didn't do the workouts. We're going to take responsibility and ownership of our actions, because by doing so means we're going to get to where we want to be a lot faster. And ultimately, I'm a big believer in men taking ownership for themselves. None of this weakness that you see in society today from men who are just, I don't know, they've lost connection with themselves in some sort of way. It's all about validation and victimhood rather than ownership and responsibility for actions. Like I've thrown so many men out of my gym because of their inability to look at themselves and take ownership. And I don't mean when someone's going through a hard time. I'm more referring to someone, a man who is telling me all the things that, they think you want to hear. But then when it comes to, push comes to shove, they just don't want to do it. But they don't want to take responsibility for not doing it either. They want to blame the circumstances. They want to blame life. They want to blame their wife, their kids, their job, their boss. Every reason to justify why they're not doing what they want to do, or say they want to do. But themselves, that's a negative energy that I can't have in my life. And it's the reason why so many men struggle with their life, because they don't want to look at themselves like that. They want to take responsibility. They want other people to listen to their stories and complain about why they didn't make it, or why they couldn't do it this time. And that's just like, I'm not their agony uncle. I'm not their mummy. I like to train men who've still got that fire in their belly. Guys who are ready and willing to do whatever's required. And to be honest with you, the other thing is, what's required is just consistency. All these guys wasting time and energy looking for the perfect program, when really what they're doing is avoiding doing something. Like I've told hundreds, if not thousands of men, I've shown them that 30 minutes of tonic training every day, done over a year, will have better results than 90% of those programs out there that cause you to start your training because of intensities too high. The calorie consumption's too low. It's not dialed in to what guys our age need. And that's the whole thing about this. How many men succumb to the social media marketing message that's driven by a 25-year-old genetic god? Some young man who's won the genetic lottery, looks amazing, and is selling you the dream through a 30-second video that's been run through AI to hit your pain points, hit you in the gut with all those messages that sound, yes, that's me, that's me, that's me, but they're not you. And they're not going to be you for the next 20 to 25 years. So what they're telling you need is based off a conversation they've had with AI and videos of watching Instagram from their mentors. That's insanity. Why would you not seek out a man who spent the last 20 years of his life going from that 25-year-old or 28-year-old man to this 48-year-old man now, understanding the bullshit and the lies, and recognizing through experience, coaching other men and himself, what you actually need? If you're doing getting in shape, back in the shape you've been out of it for a while, what you need is a system that works. A system that allows you to incrementally step back into that version of you once were. And that version of you were when you were 28, 29, 30 isn't going to be found in a 6-week training program. It's not going to be found in a gym that focuses on physique training. It's going to be found in a program that recognizes who you are now, where you are now, and what it is you need right now, but can deliver it in a way that gives you what you want right now. And what you want right now is that internal belief that you've still got it, that he's still there, that old version of you that you're holding on to isn't just a memory, but someone inside. All you need is that spark, that wee bit of belief that he's still there. The fire's burning your belly. You just need to fan the flames. And when you've got a proven track record over the last decade, showing that the guys who can go from zero to hero, or just trust the system. I love this quote that my dog trainer uses. Michael McCartney, Glen Craig training. If you live in Lisburn or Northern Ireland, the man is the best dog trainer there is. He's won Crufts Obedience, he's judged Crufts Obedience. He's went to Crufts multiple times, had hundreds of winners of his dogs. He's phenomenal. But he uses this saying for trained dogs, which I think is a principle for training. Train, don't test. And I think that's the perfect analogy for today, because too many of us focus on the testing of our bodies. I wonder where I'm at. I wonder what I can do. I wonder how far I can push myself. Not realizing that that's probably the reason why you never get to where you want to be. Because when you're focusing on testing yourself, to try to discover where you are, you're not training your body. I'm a believer of comfort zone training. And what that is it's doing what you can do, you know you can do, and expanding upon that. So if I can snatch a 16 for 10 reps, and I want to get up to snatching 24 for the same of the reps, rather than going 16, 20, 24, I'm going to stay with 16 for multiple sets, increasing the reps. Then when I've just swallowed my ability to, or engulfed my ability to do 16, that's no longer benefiting me, move to 18, do the same thing. Move to 20, do the same thing. Move to 22, do the thing. Move to 24. And when I get to 24, I get you doing the 24. It will feel as easy as it was, as that comfortable weight you started with felt. But you've never tested yourself. You've just allowed yourself to grow into it. So you've reduced the risk of injury. You've increased your competency with the exercise, your confidence with the exercise, your capacity to do that exercise. Your cardio's improved, your strength endurance is improved, your ability to move the way you're meant to move with the least amount of effort to generate the force has improved. So all of these things have improved. Your body shape has improved as a byproduct of spending time and commitment. And this is what these 30-minute sessions allow for a load of guys to just work out effectively, efficiently, so that you get the body you're after. But you drastically reduce the risk of injury. Well, listen, if you're training, you're going to get injured. You're going to twist your back wrong. You're going to feel a wee pull here and there. And you're going to have to adapt. And that is just part and parcel of training. Now, one of my methods of training, one of my systems that I create is called the Royal Court. And the Royal Court takes up 2 days of every training program I do. The beauty about the Royal Court is it can be used, you can use barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells, body weight, gymnastic rings, whatever. It can be adapted because the Royal Court is simply 2 or 3 exercises done for 3 to 5 reps, over and over again through the workout. And it's intersected with mobility drills. So what I'm doing is I'm allowing men to build strength, get lots of reps and volume in with exercises, while focusing on the mobility issues that hinder most men's everyday life. We improve the parts of you that are impacted by day-to-day life, but address them without them being boring or monotonous. Because every man I speak to knows the benefits of yoga, but 90% of men I speak to have no desire to actually do yoga, because for most men, yoga's for women, it's boring. I don't want to do that. I want to lift heavy. I want to get jacked. I want to look strong. I want to feel awesome. And that makes absolute sense, because that's what most men want. And if I can give you the benefits of a yoga session while getting you jacked, strong, confident, lean, why wouldn't you do that? That's what the Royal Courts offers. The Royal Courts training system that I've designed allows you to do everything you like doing while getting all the benefits of the strengthening and lengthening protocols that we use that improve your daily life. And when it comes to cardio, there's three options that I push. For the intensity cardio, focused cardio, not like kettlebell cardio, punching bags, skipping rope. My two go-tos. Yes, we do rows and we do row and ski erg and all that stuff, but not many guys have that in their garage gym. But everyone can get a punch bag, and everyone can get a skipping rope. And as I was a professional fighter, I feel at home doing them things. They make me feel good. Allow me to gain skills. I've also got online coaching programs for boxing, hit the bag, things like that for guys who are interested in that. But the main form of cardio for me is walking my dog. I like wood carving. I'm a proper middle-aged man as well. And I've discovered recently, over the last year and a half, that I've got an immense talent for wood carving. So every day I walk my dog down to the Lagan, which is a river beside us. I go to my bench and I spend a couple of hours every day, that's not raining, carving a wood staff that I usually give for gifts for people. But the walking to and walking from is my cardio. And I think for guys my age, walking is the best way to just build capacity. You can choose your intensity. I know loads of guys, again, it goes back to the test and the train that test scenario. Loads of guys who are overweight, they attach themselves to that footballer guy they were, whatever field sport they played. Back in the 90s, used to be running around pitches, so you start running. But you're no longer that 20-year-old guy. You're a 40-year-old man with maybe 4 stone more than you were. Now you're pounding your knees on the concrete. You're not even running on the pitches like you did as a kid or as a younger man. You're running the concrete. And you're wondering why 4 weeks later you can't move properly. And you're complaining about your knee pain. And now you have no more energy to train, no motivation, because you didn't give yourself permission to step into the training. Instead, you just jumped head first, balls deep, into running. And your body just went, fuck you, and stopped you doing it before you'd done yourself more damage. Because your nervous system doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about living, surviving, making sure you don't die. And if it feels something you're doing is going to cause it to die, and it's a very pessimistic thing when it comes to this, it will find a way of stopping you. And if it can't stop you through your thoughts and the constant programming, eventually you get injured. But it doesn't care about the fact you want to lose weight. It cares about the fact of what you're now doing is outside of its norm. And it must stop you doing that and bring you back to what's familiar. So as you can see, not really a breath, slightly breathing heavier, but I can maintain a conversation. And I also know that as the weeks progress, the weights will increase, the reps will increase with those weights, the muscle mass will increase in my body, the strength will return, the mobility will return, my confidence will return. The wee bit of weight I've put on over the last 4 weeks, so not training, will go. And that feeling I have about myself will begin to start again. Last lap. And a lot of men struggle with this. Their ego gets in their way. When you decide to start training again, your mind's going to work overtime to find the reasons why not to train, justify avoiding it, run away, you're not good enough, no time, kids need this, missus needed that, overtime, boss needs me to do this, business needs my attention. But the truth is, you're on the phone, you're scrolling, you're doom scrolling, you're addicted to the distraction. 30 minutes, lads. I've done maybe 31, 32 minutes here. Just pottering about. Light sweat in the forehead. But I've still done 30 reps of the squats, done 30 reps of the muscle up drill. I've done 50 reps with a 16 kilo kettlebell, which is perfect for my shoulder right now. I've done 30 reps of round the worlds. Got my heart rate raised, feeling a bit more loose and more mobile, and I feel better about myself, which actually did something. And that's all you need, because I know I'm coming back tomorrow and I'm doing another 30-minute session. That's going to increase my capacity. Finding an excuse to avoid and finding a reason to do so is a similar energy. Energy just spread out differently. The only thing is, you're so accustomed to making excuses that excuses feel more familiar. They feel better to say, even though consciously you hate them, because you know they're holding you back. And it's just a matter of you being a man and recognizing this and making a decision to acknowledge these excuses, because they're part of you. But they're only part of you. There's another part of you out there, or in there I should say, that wants to get in shape. And if you choose to do so, you can listen to him and follow his advice instead of the advice of the subconscious that's holding you back. Tom and Jerry shows it perfectly. The devil and the angel on the shoulders. That's your subconscious. That's different parts of you. And again, if you've got a home gym setup, and you haven't got one of these gymnastic Frozes training systems with the pulleys and the harnesses, you're really missing out on an absolutely fantastic bit of training kit. They really are superb when it comes to opening the scope of training for the home gym. You can have makeshift lat pull downs, you can do rowing machines. There's so many things you can do with a bench or a T-bar, and then you got one of these pulley systems that's just almost like a bodybuilding training session. Obviously you'll be limited by the amount of weight you've got available. But as I said, for a home gym, space needed, and the multitude of exercises you can do with it, it's a no-brainer for me. Obviously, if I had the money, the space and the ability, I'd get all the gym equipment I've got here in this gym. But the truth be told, give me a set of gymnastic rings, a 24 kilo kettlebell, maybe a mace bell, sandbag, and I can design a workout that will get anyone into the shape of their lives. Oh, kettlebell, gymnastic ring is my go-to. I think everyone should have a set of gymnastic rings and a kettlebell of what I call functioning weight. That means a weight that you can do multiple exercises with. Snatch, squat, rows, clean and press. A weight that allows you to do all of them, or if ideally even two, of matching weights. Then you've got yourself a full body gym, if you know what you're doing, which I do. All I'd offer here is taking the guesswork out and giving you the opportunity to achieve the body you're after. But the perfect program won't do jack shit if the guy doesn't do the work involved. Ultimately, it boils down to your attitude, your determination, and your decisions. So that's it. 35 minutes, maybe 36 minutes. Very simple, very basic, very effective. This is something every guy can do. Every one of these, doesn't matter what size you are or your abilities are, it doesn't matter. You can get 35 minutes done in a day. And 35 minutes doing something is what lays the foundations for you to become that man you're looking to become. If you need any help with coaching, programming, reach out to me. I've got the solution for you.